पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगगन रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सखगन ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्णा सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita. So we are in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We finished 28 slokas in the 6th chapter. So being weekend, we are in the 6th chapter. So we normally study like a different cycle during the weekend. So here, this chapter is titled as Dhyana Yoga. So that is, Dhyana means meditation. So yoga means keeping ourselves, maintaining that equanimity. That is the status of mind. So status of equanimity, that's what is called yoga. So by meditating, by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, by focusing our mind on Krishna, we will be able to bring our mind to be neutral, basically not affected by anything in this material way. So that way we will be able to achieve that status of equanimity. Samatvam, that is known as Samatvam. Samatvam means equanimity. So that is possible by controlling our mind, by focusing our mind on Krishna. That's also possible by doing all our activities without getting affected by the results, without having any attachment to the results. That way also we will achieve that status of equanimity. So that means both are same. When our mind is controlled, when our mind is not attached to the sense objects, so that means we are not affected by the results. So that way, this Dhyana Yoga and Karma Yoga both are same. In fact, a person who is doing Karma Yoga, he cannot say that I am doing only Karma Yoga, I can't do Dhyana Yoga, not like that. Only if you are able to do Dhyana Yoga, if you are able to meditate on Krishna, focus our mind on Krishna, then only we will be able to work without any attachment to the results. That's what we need to understand. So that way this entire Bhagavad Gita should be taken as it is and understood fully as it is and followed also this Bhagavad Gita completely as it is. That's what is very important. We cannot simply say that I like this chapter, I will follow only this chapter, or I will study that chapter, so only this sloka or that sloka, not like that. Bhagavad Gita is Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita means the song of God, and each and every sloka is coming from Krishna, and it's very, very important. Even the slokas which was not spoken by Krishna, for example, Arjuna is asking questions. Those slokas are also very, very important because Arjuna is asking very good questions, excellent questions. We need to understand, first of all those questions. So then only we can understand the answers given by Krishna. Many different terms we have not even heard of, but it's all very important terms, very, very important scientific terms. Arjuna is asking questions. It's asking what is karma, what is Brahma, what is Adhyatma, Adhibhuta, Adhideva, Adhyajna, Prakriti, Purusha, Kshetra, Kshetrajna, Jnana, Jnaya. Like that, so many terms Arjuna is asking Krishna to explain. Because Krishna said in the 7th chapter, towards the end, Esam tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmuktaga bhajante mam drata prataga. Then Krishna said that Jara marana mokshaya mamashitya yadantiye te brahma tadviduh kritsnam adhyatmam karma chakilam. So to get freed from both Jara and Marana, that is old age and death, we are born here and we are going to get old and we are going to die, but we don't want to take birth again and get old and die. That's what is very important. We need to stop. So that's what Jara Marana. So to get freed from the Jara and Marana, Jara Marana Mokshaya. Mokshaya means to get liberation. So Jara Marana Mokshaya Mamashitya Yadantiye. So they worship me by taking shelter unto me. That's what Mamashitya Yadantiye. Te Brahma Tadviduhu Krishnam Adhyatmam Karma Chakilam. So they understand Te Brahma Tadviduhu Krishnam. They understand fully about what Brahman is. That's what Brahma Tadviduhu Krishnam. Adhyatma Karma Chakilam. They also understand, Akilam means fully, completely, Adhyatma and Karma. So they understand what is Brahma, Adhyatma, Karma. So that's why they worship me. So they take shelter unto me. Mam Ashitya Yadantiye. So they will endeavor. So they will put efforts to get liberation from the old age and death. Jara Marana Mokshaya Mam Ashitya Yadantiye Te Brahma Tadviduhu Kritsam Adhyatmam Karma Chakil. Then Krishna continued in the last sloka of this 7th chapter. Sadi bhutadi daivam mam sadi yajnam chaye viduh prayana kale pichamam te viduh yukta chetasaha. That's what Krishna said. Sa adibhuta adidevam. Sa adibhuta adidevam mam. Sa adi yajnam cha ye viduhu. So they understand what is adibhuta, adideva, adiyajnam. Sa adibhuta adidevam mam. Sa adi yajnam cha ye viduhu. Prayana kale picha mam te viduhu yukta chetasaka. So at the time of death, they also understand me. They know me. That's what prayana kale picha mam te viduhu yukta chetasaka. So it's very important for us to know Krishna at the time of death. That means it's very important for us to remember Krishna at the time of death. Then only we can go to Krishna. If we don't know about Krishna, if we can't remember Krishna, then how are we going to go to Krishna? That's what is very important. So we need to know, we need to understand Bhagavad Gita, we need to study Bhagavad Gita, understand about Krishna and know everything about Krishna and fall in love with Krishna and love Krishna and do everything for Krishna. So that way, if we make our life fully Krishna conscious all the time, if we remember Krishna all the time, so then only at the time of death, it is easy for us to remember Krishna. So these words we have never heard about it. Adibhuta, Adideva, Adiyajna. Karma. Karma, of course, we know, but here Arjuna is asking the question, what is karma? So we are understanding from Krishna very clearly. And so many things. Adhyatma. So for that, Arjuna immediately asked in the next 8th chapter, the first 2 slokas, he immediately asked, what are all these things? You said so many words, Krishna. I don't understand all of them. You tell me what are all they? What are the meanings of these words? So what is karma? What is adibhuta? What is adideva? Adiyajna? Everything. Kim karma? Kim tad brahma? Kim madhyatma? Kim karma? Purushottama? Adibhutam cha? Kim proktam? Adidevam? Kim uchyate? Adiyajna katam kotra? Degeshmin madhusudana? Prayana kale cha? Katam yeyosi niyatatma bhi? So Arjuna immediately asked all these questions. So then only Krishna is explaining everything. So like that, this is just one example, but this entire Bhagavad Gita, there are so many slokas Krishna is also using new words and very important scientific words. We need to understand terms, vocabulary. We need to know. We need to know the meaning of them, and we need to follow. We need to get this knowledge. If we get this knowledge, then only we can go to Krishna. If we study Bhagavad Gita, understand Bhagavad Gita fully, and get the knowledge for all those things, then we can go. And especially Arjuna asked the question that how to know you at the time of death. That's what is very important. Because Krishna said that Prayana Kale Picha Mam Te Vidugu Yukta Chetasaka. So Prayana Kalecha. So at the time of death, they know me. So Arjuna is asking how to remember you at the time of death. That's a very important question. So we are studying Bhagavad Gita. We are understanding everything what Krishna is teaching us in this Bhagavad Gita. And we are going to go to Krishna. There is no doubt about it. And we are making progress. We have so much faith on Krishna. And we need to understand all these slokas very well, which we are doing it. Every day we are studying. We are making great progress. So by Krishna's mercy, we are able to remember Krishna. That's what is very important. So even in order for us to go to Krishna, we need his mercy, but he is very, very merciful. But we need to actually make efforts. That's what is very important. If you don't make any efforts, if you don't desire, if you don't have any faith on Krishna, then we cannot move closer to Krishna. We will be moving away from Krishna. That way we will be putting ourselves in the troubles way. That way we will be entering into the hell. That's what Naraka. So Trividam Naraka Sedam Dwaram Nashanam Atmanaga Kama Krodaga Tata Lobas. Tasmat Etat Trayam Tyajet. So there are 3 gateways to hell. We will be just entering very fast into the gateways to hell, which we don't want to do that. We should enter the gateways to Krishna's well, Goloka. That's it. That's what is very important. So for that, only one gateway, that is Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. That is the only gateway to go to Krishna's way. Only the love towards Krishna. That's what that prema. So not kama, prema. So kama krodaga tata lobas. So kama kroda. So there is lust, anger and greed. They are the gateways to hell. But the gateways to Krishna's well, gateways to Goloka is actually prema, bhakti. So prema, bhakti, buddhi, all those things will lead us to Krishna's well, Goloka. So, such a very important knowledge is there for us. Krishna gave it to us, and Krishna is making sure that it's even available to us in this so-called modern age where we have got so much of knowledge. Technically speaking, even last century only we have developed so much of science. Even the atoms, electrons, protons, this atomic science, everything we didn't know even a century before that. So in the 19th century, they didn't have any knowledge about it. Everything started in the beginning of 20th century. So now in the beginning of 21st century, we have got so much internet and all those things. We are having this application Zoom and online conferencing. So many things are happening scientifically. So now this new generation, they can't even think about the life where there was no computer, no internet, no telephones, there's nothing like telephones. It's all cell phones now. So no mobile phones, basically no mobile phones. So no smartphones, basically. So they can't even think about a life without this. So, but Krishna's causeless mercy, this kind of opportunity is also helping us to get all the material needed to know about ourselves. You can Google anything and get any knowledge, but the knowledge about ourselves is there only in one book. That's it. Bhagavad Gita. So that's it. We just need to get the knowledge of this Bhagavad Gita. And when we get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then we know everything. Then we don't need to know anything else. Whatever we need to know anything else, Krishna will give that knowledge to us. So we will not be struggling, we will not be suffering, we will get all the knowledge needed. So this Bhagavad Gita is the knowledge which each and every soul should know. That's what is very important. Because this knowledge is for the soul. All other knowledge, what we are studying, we are getting, we are Googling, we are finding out, we are going to college and studying in the schools. Everything, all the knowledge is about the body. But the knowledge about soul, the knowledge about ourself, so that is given only in Bhagavad Gita. So that Bhagavad Gita knowledge, Krishna is making sure we are getting this knowledge every day. We are understanding this. So by Krishna's mercy, we are studying very nicely in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. studying and understanding about how to control our mind, how to make our mind as our best friend. Because for a person who has conquered the mind is the best friend. But for one who has failed to do so, the mind will remain the worst enemy. So we don't want our mind to be our enemy. We want our mind to be our friend all the time. So how to do that? How to make our mind as our best friend? So Krishna is teaching us. Krishna is giving us clear instructions about how to control our mind. So समं काय शिरो ग्रीवं धारयन्नचलं स्थिरः सम्प्रेक्ष्य नासिकाग्रं स्वं दिशश्चानवलोकयान् प्रशान्तात्मा विगतभिः ब्रह्मचारि व्रते स्थितः मनः संयम्य मच्चित्तो युक्त आसीत मत्परः. So by sitting straight, don't looking at any other direction, simply looking towards the tip of your nose and simply focusing by practicing celibacy, being freed from fear, vigattabi. So brahmachari vrate manasamyamya machitto yukta asita matparaga. So you control your mind by focusing your mind on me, by thinking about me. That's what Krishna taught us. Then we studied, Krishna taught us that once we achieve that status of mind, so that is the gain. There is no other gain which is superior than that. That's how one should think. There is no other gain which is superior than that. So that gain, yam labdvacha param labha manyate na athikam tata yasmin gata na dukkena yasmin sthito na dukkena gurunapi vichalyate tam vidya dukkha samyoga vyogam yoga samjitam. So that's what is known as yoga, free from all the miseries of material existence. So then Krishna is teaching us. We studied Sanischayena Yoktavyo Yogo Anirvinna Chetasa Sankalpa Prabhavan Kaman Tyaktva Sarvana Sesataga Manassaivendriya Gramam Viniyamya Samantataga. So we should control our mind. Sanischayena Yoktavyo Yogo Anirvinna Chetasa. Our consciousness, our thoughts should not be deviated at all. Anirvinna chetasa sankalpa prabhavan kamam tyaktva sarvan asesatava. Whatever the desires which we have got because of our attachment to material sense objects, we should give up them completely. So sankalpa prabhavan kamam tyaktva sarvan asesatava. Sankalpa prabhavan kamams Tektva sarvan asesataga manasaivendriya gramam viniyamya samantatagam. So with the help of mind, we should control all our senses completely. Then sanaigi sanai uparame buddhya adriti grihitaya atma samstam manakritva nakinchit api chintaye. So gradually, step by step, so by gaining the determination with intelligence, so keep our mind under the control of the self. We should not be thinking about anything else. That's what we studied. So that means from wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. Yato nischalati manas chanchalam astiram tatastato niyamyaitat atmanyeva vasham nayet. That's what we studied. So then we studied that Krishna said that prashanta manas samhyenam yoginam sukham uttamam upaiti shantarajasam brahmabhutam akalmasam. So after getting that peace of mind, we will actually being freed from the rajoguna, the brahmabhutam akalmasam upaiti, we will reach the Brahman platform. So and then we finished with the 28th sloka in the last class, that is Yunjanyevam sadatmanam yogi vigata kalmashaha sukhena brahma samsvarsam atyantam sukham ashnute. So by being engaged, Yunjanyevam sadatmanam, always engaged like that, the yogi freed from all sins, yogi vigata kalmashaha sukhena brahma samsvarsam atyantam sukham ashnute. We will be able to enjoy, we will be able to get the happiness because we are able to get in contact with the Brahman. So that's what Brahma samsparsam. So that way atyantam sukham astude, we can achieve actually higher happiness. So now in the slokas what we are continuing today, Krishna is teaching us in the 29th sloka what we are studying. Because once we achieve that status, once we are able to find happiness within ourselves, once we don't need anything else from this material wealth, so then we should actually work for the benefit of others, work for the welfare of others. That's what we should do. Because we really don't care anything about ourselves, because Krishna is taking care of us very well. So that way Krishna takes care of us. So in the next sloka, sloka number 29, Krishna is teaching us that Sarvabhutastam Sarvabhutani Chatmani Ikshate Yoga Yuktatma Sarvatra Samadarshanaha. So one who sees me in all beings, that's what Sarva Bhutastam Atmanam. And one who sees all being, every being in me, Sarva Bhutani Chatmani. So Ikshate means one who sees. Ikshate, one who sees that, when he sees me in all beings, one who sees every being in me. So Sarvatra Samadarshina, he is only seeing everywhere equally. So that's what Sarvatra Samadarshina. So in the 5th chapter, in one shloka we studied, Krishna said that Pandita Samadarshina Vidya Vinaya Sampanni Brahmane Gavihastini Suni Chaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaga. A Pandita, by the virtue of knowledge, he will see with equal vision a Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater, because of this sloka what we are studying. Krishna is teaching us that Sarvatra Samadarshinaga, because he sees everything equally, because of seeing Krishna in everything and everything in Krishna. That's what. And in the next sloka also, Krishna is continuing the same meaning, but with different words. In the sloka number 30, Krishna is teaching us that this sloka I quoted many times in the past also. Yoma pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati Tashyakam pranashyami sachamena pranashyati. One who sees me everywhere and one who sees everything in me. So for him, I am not lost. For me, he is not lost. So that's what. Yo mam pasyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pasyati. So one who sees me in everywhere, everything, and everything in me. So tasya, for him, aham, me, myself, na pranasati, I am not lost. Similarly, sacha me na pranasati, he is not lost to me also. So for one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. So that's what Krishna is teaching us very clearly. So we should be able to see Krishna everywhere in everything. So that's going to be possible with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So only with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita we can do like that. So in the next sloka also Krishna is continuing with the same meaning only in this sloka number 31. So everywhere Krishna is, all these slokas, Krishna is giving the same meaning. Sarva bhuta sthitham yo mam bhajati ekatvam masitaha sarvata vartamanopi sayogi mahi vartate. So Sarva Bhuta Sthitam Yomam. So I am situated in every being. That's what. So, but Bhajati Ekatvam Asitaga. Still, one who sees me everywhere, the same person, Ekatvam, in oneness. So Asitaga. So the same Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who is seated in everyone's heart, the same person is there. So that's what Bhajati Ekatvam Asitaga. Sarvata Vartamanopi Sayogi Mayi Vartate. Even though he is engaged in all kinds of activities, he is actually following me only. So that's what Krishna is saying there. So such a yogi who engages in the worshipful service of the super soul, knowing that I and the super soul are one, remains always in me in all circumstances. That's what Krishna is teaching us. So that way, all these three slokas, they are exactly the same meaning, but Krishna is using different words, but very same meaning. We have to see Krishna in everything. That's what is very important. We have to see Krishna in everything, and we have to see everything in Krishna. That's what is very important. That way, we are never lost to Krishna. Krishna is never lost to us. So that way we need to see all the beings as our own self in both their happiness and distress. That's what in the next sloka, in the sloka number 32, Krishna is continuing that Atmaupam yena sarvatra Samam pashyati Arjuna Sukham va yadi va dukkham sayogi paramo mataga Atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pasyati Arjuna. So one who sees everything as his own self, samam, atmaupamyena means in comparison to me, to himself. So one who sees everything as his own self in both their happiness and distress. Sukham va yadiva dukkam. It's not like that when everything is going great, you go and participate and enjoy, and something is going bad and just you get out of that situation. That's not correct. So everybody is struggling means it's our own struggle. Everybody is suffering means it's our own suffering. Like that way only we need to see that. That's going to happen with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So that way we all have got a great responsibility to give this knowledge to the society and to make everybody to lead a meaningful life and a blissful, peaceful life. So that way this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is spreading Krishna's message. It's a very, very urgent service to Krishna, which we all need to do. We are doing, of course, by Krishna's mercy. So that's why Krishna is teaching us that Sayogi Paramo Mata. He's the most perfect yogi. So he's a perfect yogi who, by comparison to his own self, sees the true equality of all beings in both their happiness and their distress, O Arjuna. That's what Krishna is teaching us. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished 4 slokas today. So we finished up to sloka number 32 in the 6th chapter, Hare Krishna. As usual, we'll chant Hare Krishna Mahamantram and we'll focus our mind on Krishna's name. So that way, when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantram, we should simply focus our mind on Krishna, and wherever our mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, we must withdraw it and bring it back under the control of ourself. Hare Krishna.